My name is Anna Alsina and I'm a glass artist from Barcelona. Yeah, glass art is a mix of science and art, I would say, because it requires math, it requires some chemistry too, and lots of patience. So the technique that I use is called glass casting. It has several stages. Optical glass is extremely demanding. It has a lot of miserable hours before that Eureka moment, but with this joy and happiness, thinking, in a few weeks I'm gonna see what it's like to see the inside, and then suddenly, this is the worst moment of a glass artist, when you've spent like all these weeks and then suddenly you see that tiny scratch in that corner, like really tiny, and then boom, you have to go back and start. And then you have to, smile, embrace failure. If you don't learn how to deal with failure with glass, you will never find innovation, you'll never find anything.
So what do we call that? That's the opposite of the Eureka moment.
Oh, wow, that's a great question. I'll have to think about it because I can only think about words like crab, but that's not politically correct.
How do you say it in Spanish?
Mierda. It's like shit.
That's it. That's it. It's the, how do you say it?
Mierda.
Mierda. So it's the Mierda moment.
Mierda moment. Bingo. Okay, I'll take that. So then I had my first Mierda moment. So I'm like, okay, great. I contact the company, I buy this expensive glass, like different blocks. I prepare all this prototype, make the mold and everything, then I put it in the kiln. 24 hours, boom, push the button, then leave, and I go back the next day all excited, like, oh, it's gonna be this Eureka moment. And I opened the kiln and it all cracked. So it was a big mess. This is the most stressful part for glass. You have to make it with like a lot of love.
And you showed me that you had some pictures of the first time you tried it.
It's a way like a tribute to failure. Like even failures can have a beautiful side. And if you think about it, without failures, I think creativity would be impossible. I think we need to embrace failure and we need to really smile when we fail. It allows me to explore new possibilities.
So it's not celebrate failure, it's not learn from failure, it's trigger your creativity from failure.
Yes, exactly.
So it triggers something. Just like an Eureka moment triggers an idea, the Mierda moment triggers some kind of a what?
This push to keep going and just, it's like a drive, I think, like a fearless drive. The first thing they have to find is this passion, like something that they are passionate about. And if they are passionate about, I think that they'll find that drive no matter what.
The lesson here is, when something cracks, don't get frustrated. Use that energy to crack the problem.
Brilliant. Excellent. I can tell you're an expert on creativity because you know you're analyzing. The Mierda moment is the moment in which you harness the energy of your failure to push you forward.